danger.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Caffeine and Sensu Beans podcast. I am joined by Chiween and Blessin. Gentlemen, how are you this morning?
Doing all right.
I'm doing pretty good. It's really hot where I'm at, so I'm not really enjoying that.
Yeah, it's so hot
I
over
like I
here.
like I like it to be cold. So
Well,
yeah,
and
other than that, I'm good.
apparently Zeus decided to stop by because the thunder that was coming down this morning was insane. I thought he was touching down. Like the lightning that was coming down was insane. And I was like, someone's house is catching on fire.
Yeah, it woke me up. I jumped up out of the bed. I don't know what the
Yeah.
hell happened. Was there no? There was nothing to that over there.
No, dude, the thunder here was
Uh,
insane, dude. It was
It's
like
just
all
hot. It's just hot
it's
over
hot.
here.
Yeah,
but
it's
is it
hot.
raining over there? No. Oh, it's raining over here.
Yeah, it's not raining here, but it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently. No,
It
the
did
thunder
look.
that
It
was.
did. It was like muggy a couple of days ago though, which was
Mm,
weird because it was like 100 degrees. I'm like, what
yeah,
am I in the
felt like
south
we
right
were
now?
in the south.
Oh my gosh.
um,
So yeah,
yeah,
that's
man.
kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah, that thunder was insane, dude. That thunder was insane. All right, well, let's get into it then. What do we got, Bless? Let us know. What's on the
Uh,
menu?
Today
I'm
we'll be.
hungry.
There we go. We're gonna
You
be
like it?
discussing. Uh, could the friend system be revamped? If so, like how? And also co-op. How can that be improved? Or what are our thoughts on it?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely the friend system. Could it be revamped?
Let's just be honest. It's useless right now.
Yeah, I mean, could it be brought to life? Like it's
Has it ever been alive?
yeah. Does it
That's the
exist?
question.
Like, dude, that thing needs a revamp quick. There's no point in having that. Like your friends should, I don't know, like they should. One, I think you should be able to use your friends' units when you're taking on PvE content, especially the harder content where you need to beat like challenge rush, which I think they should release a lot more of.
That was
But
fun.
yeah, like those are cool. Um I think they should allow you to use a friend's unit. Like you as the user should be able to select the unit you want to be up for other people to use. And your friend should be able to use that unit, kind of like we see in Dokkan, kind of like we see in Blazing, and a few other games, right? Where you can use a friend's unit because not everyone has every unit, and so I think that will give you an incentive to want to get more friends, especially friends that are maybe a little more like mm, I don't want to say better at the game, but veterans that maybe have a deeper character list, like someone who's new if they have friends who have been playing for a little bit, well, they now have access to at least one of the characters that maybe they don't normally have access to because they don't have in their character list. And it will help them take on some of the more difficult content, So I think
I
that's
couldn't get through that event. I didn't make it through.
yeah, it's hard, man. I'm not surprised you can get through it.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
have
a
enough
difficult
characters
event.
for it.
See, like that's even worse. Like not having
I
enough
couldn't believe it
characters.
was 30 rounds. I started on that on the last day of the championship rush. I've
Mhm.
never touched it or anything. And I saw, I'm like, dude, it's really 30. But I think they did a great job because you don't necessarily have to use the boost units to still clear the events as long as you have a team with color advantage and synergy.
Uh-huh.
So that event was good. I will say I enjoyed that event. Probably. I wish I would have done it before the survey because I didn't mark it. I hadn't tried it. But it
Mm.
was actually one of the better events that they've done because you didn't have to have boost units to beat the stage.
Oh,
It made it easier, but
Oh, I guess I was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That unit. I was referring. That event. I was referring to the maybe I guess I forgot what it's called then. The one during the anniversary, where you have to beat like four stages, 4 or 5 stages, and they're all super difficult. You know,
Oh, okay, okay,
I
okay.
think it's called Challenge Rush, but
Yeah, they always just kind of tweak it when they release a new
yeah,
rush.
I yeah, that's what I think it's called, and it's always like it's very difficult to clear it, because yeah, the AI does.
Well, a
But
perfect example of that would be huge. Would be when they drop the events with the new banners that you have to pretty much pull the new units. Being able
right,
to use your friend's unit that pulled them, gives you the opportunity to get those 1,000 CCs for people
yeah,
that didn't use them.
yeah, exactly. And Chewin, I know you're a little bit newer to the game, so you probably don't have a very deep character list, and this could help you as far as like clearing some of the content that maybe requires some of these units.
Yeah, it's yeah. I think I saw that come up. I think in the one of the latest co-ops. It. I believe one of the characters was Vegito Blue or something. It was like 2, 3 characters that were like boost characters. Or I'm like, I don't have any of those. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just it makes it a little bit more difficult. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that would be cool to be able to use them. I think if anything, it would be
Oh, you're talking about the Zamazu event.
yeah, it might be. It might have been. I don't know. I don't know. It was an event recently. Uh, I think being able to use another person's character, I think would even be like. I mean, it could actually play well for Legends. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it could be like a test ride, and the next time that banner drops, you might be more inclined to to try to get him. Because you have experience with him. But I could also see it backfire, of like, okay, well, I don't need to summon because I got my friends Vegito Blue, and I think that's not just Vegito Blue, but like, I think about like Zenkai 16. Like, I would love to be able to have that, because I like androids, but I don't have them. I only have 2 stars on them, so it's just I'd love to have access to that. I just don't. So I I think that would be good for like newer players. I don't know what that would mean for older players. I don't know if that would be like an abuse of like labor there, because it's like, well, some of you have been playing for a minute and somebody can just use your character without
I don't think
any.
anyone will be bothered by that, because especially if it's just PVE, I'm not going to change anyone's game.
Yeah, yeah. If it's PvP, that'd be different. um, because then yeah, definitely the PvP is kind of like the end game content. You know, that's the peak of Legends. But I mean, yeah, I could see what you're saying. Like, oh, okay, a person could say, well, I guess I don't really need to go get this unit because my friend has them. Um, yeah, I could see that happening. I think like for the hype characters, people are gonna go after them.
Hmm.
Like people are gonna want Gogeta Blue, Vegeta, UI Goku, those type of characters. But then say like the Ultimate Gohan, where there are people who still maybe people said, I'd like to, but I'm not going to go. Like they weren't going to go after the unit regardless,
Hmm.
but then now they have an option to try them out, and if they like them, maybe they say, well, you know what, okay, maybe I should. I mean, and you I think as as someone who plays the game, I can't just rely on my friend because my friend can change who he wants or she wants the unit to be like,
Hmm.
um you
And
know,
you can only probably use them like once a day.
yeah, so that I think there would be stipulations, but it'd give a little more life, I think, a little more meaning to having friends in the game because right now like your friends, they don't even directly tie to the guild, right? Or because I have friends that aren't in the guild, you know,
Pretty much
and
two different lists for me.
yeah, exactly. And I have, and people in the guild, most of them aren't my friends. And I
And I
can't
don't know
even,
how to. Yeah, I
yeah,
can't
I
add
can't
them.
add them as friends. So it's like, what's the point of having a friends list right now? You know, Yeah,
In
so I think
co-op though, when you tear it up with someone, you can add them.
yeah, that's true. You can add someone. You could use someone, one of your friends for
Normally, you
co-op.
see the rank one, so I got to give the deny.
You know what though? You know what I would like for them to do? So this is what they do in FIFA, and I keep going back to FIFA, but I just find a lot of parallels between them and Ultimate Team. And plus I play FIFA a lot. Uh when FIFA, when you play your friend, it actually sets up like a little, it's like it's not a tournament, it's like a little,
They keep track of it, right?
yeah, they keep track of it. It's almost like whoever gets to, I think it's 10 points, which
You
is
move
three
up.
wins in a tie. You win like a you win like a trophy in FIFA. Well, in this case, it could be a title, and you get some rewards, um, and it adds a little bit to like the competitive aspect of it. So I think, and it automatically is set the minute you play your friend, it automatically does it. Like you see the record, you know, maybe you've won two, lost two, you see the record, and once you get to a certain number of points, you get your uh trophy and rewards. Well, I don't know if you, I don't think you get rewards. It's really just bragging rights. But in Legends, you could have rewards, you know.
Mm.
In FIFA, it wouldn't make sense. Like the only rewards they could give you would be ultimate team coins, and that's not ultimate team. Like you're not playing ultimate team. But in Legends, I think they could give you some type of reward aside from a title. So I think that would be kind of cool because it would add a little more of like a little more flavor to the friend system. You know, now we have a little more, nothing's really at stake, but there's a little competitive edge now. And you and
I
I
think
kind
just
of
keeping track of the records like all the time would be cool. Like
like,
just every single time you fight. Like example, you and I, every time we fought, like if
uh-huh.
they kept track of it, like every time we fight, it'd be like I don't know, shoot, how many times we probably fought 100 times, or probably like 40 and 60.
So I'm like, yeah, yeah.
So it just keeps track of it.
So, yeah. Yeah, I, c- I could see that, but the only reason I would like maybe a little bit of, because right now you get a certain number of rewards for for doing like, I think it's 5 friend battles. If you do 5 friend battles, you get like, I think 20 CC or something. Instead of doing, you know, you already kind of have the format there. Like you get a reward for playing a certain number of friend battles with the friend or something.
Hmm.
If you now have like a little more, it looks like kind of a, like a little league, or like a, there's a ranking system between you and your friend, and then you have maybe a little bit better rewards. Then it doesn't have to be anything crazy. The rewards don't have to be crazy. I think a title and maybe a little bit of CC, or maybe some souls, I don't know, something like that. Because then if it was like 1,000 CC for every tournament you win, well then people would just, they would cheese that system. You know, they would be creating fake accounts and then like beating that fake account constantly to rack up a bunch of CC. So it wouldn't, you know, I'm not saying, oh, give them 1,000 CC for every 5 wins, but you know, up the stakes, and to Bless's point, you have the record there. You kind of, you know, it adds a little competitive edge, but nothing super crazy to where like there's crazy stakes in the game that if you lose, well, you know, it could be detrimental. So that's something I wish they would add, you know, and I think they can because they already have the PvP. This game is about PvP. So the more you leverage that your best aspect,
Hmm.
the better I think your game would be. Like if your game is PvP, which it is, you have to put all the chips in the table, in my opinion, and look how you can improve other areas that are dead with PvP if you can, you know. So I think that would be something they could add to the friend system to give it a little more life.
Yeah, yeah, I hear that. I mean, I think that they attempted to do that during the anniversary when they did the friends missions. Um, but it just felt that those felt like they missed the mark. You know, like it was
Hmm.
kind of what are we doing here?
Oh, it's
then
so
again,
confusing.
a lot of the stuff in the anniversary was confusing, but I think this is one of the falls that I think that they had. This was a big miss in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a crash and burn for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a big miss. I think that I mean they tried to engage the friends like aspect of the game, and they're like, we don't know what we're doing here with this. It's
yeah,
like
Well, it's
you
like
know,
the stipulation of the account has to be what, less than 2 weeks or less than a week
7 days.
old.
Yeah,
Like, what is that? like,
yeah.
like I don't know. I mean, I don't know that many people that play the game like that.
yeah,
I know, and they
did
all
they
been
expect
playing.
me to go door to door recruiting? Being like,
On a for one 10 energy ticket. You know
I
what I'm
mean, the
saying? Like
sleeves
yeah,
look pretty
dude,
cool
come on.
though. The
it's
sleeves
a,
look pretty cool.
it's like, but come on, man. That ain't it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
no,
saying?
you're
Like
right though.
that ain't
They
it.
definitely missed it. I mean, why can't we? Why couldn't the event be something with the friends that we already have?
Yeah, exactly.
You
You
know
know what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying? Like,
Like
so what they're saying is, all right, guys, clear out your list and go find new accounts, and we will
Yeah,
reward you. So all the
yeah,
reason you've had these people on here is for nothing. Now they're
it,
gonna start meaning something.
but it's
yeah,
just
exactly.
it's just a missed opportunity to leverage the existing friends that you have now. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean that like you have to go crazy, but I think that that's something that they just
Just
miss
something
of like
simple to interact with each other. If you do something
exactly.
simple like send someone a something, if you do that to enough people over time, you get the sleeves. So at least you know you're being interactive with the people on your list and you're playing the game. But it's like these stipulations they put. It's like, for what? Like,
Yeah,
why is it that you want these new people? Why isn't it the people that have been playing for since day one? They don't qualify for that. Like, those are the people that obviously are sticking with your game, because a lot of the
yeah,
people that come to during the anniversary, if they don't get the hype unit, they're not probably going to stick around.
yeah,
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 So what you're doing is just creating a lot of dead accounts. I
yeah.
mean, I know someone in the first year that created 7 accounts to
that was you, right?
The culprit is amongst us, among us. Yeah,
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's a system that I think is just there just to say that it's there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
yeah,
Well, they're trying.
I think a lot of games do that though. A lot of games are just like, oh, you can add your friends and blah 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 blah, and it's just like, yeah, but this is not really playing with my friends. This is just me seeing who you got and
Hmm.
cheering you in guilds if I have you on a guild, and that's
Yeah,
it. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, it's just
Sending you
yeah,
an energy point here and there when you're
yeah,
at the top of my list when I open up the guild member list.
and like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's like yeah, I wish that they would leverage the like the communal aspect of the
mm,
community because I feel like they're not engaging that. Like I think that they listen to the community, but I don't think that they know how to engage the community with itself. It's
Maybe
like
yeah,
just
it's like
because
a
it's such a
really
unique
top
game.
it's like a top down type of approach, right? It's like we'll listen to you or your ideas, but there's no mechanism or apparatus for players to connect the two. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like it's just, oh, okay, cool, we can take a survey. Well, how come I can't take a survey about like how I feel about my friends? You know what I'm saying? Like what else can I do with my friends? Like there is no conversation about like what can I actually do with the friends that I got.
So,
And
yeah,
like, I think because the game is just naturally competitive, right? That's just the way it is. I think they should make it uh, an effort to make it to get rewarded for interacting with your players in a positive way.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't. The game itself is competitive. You're gonna get frustrated. It's a tough game. I think it would be wise, especially because it seems like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make the game like uh, how do I say it? Like with the whole friends mission, they want people to add each other. They want people to be more interactive, but they limit it. They put such stipulations where it's like, unless I know 7 people that just or however many people, like the amount of people you had to add was ridiculous.
yeah. It's crazy. And I
Like
put up a freaking Twitter post and no one responded, dude. So how did they expect? It was like getting people to play is not exactly easy. I wasn't gonna go tell my mom to start up an account and
for
get on this
sleeves,
Legends hype.
yeah, for sleeves,
Yeah, for
for
sleeves,
sleeves.
dude.
Like,
it makes me think of as we're talking about this, something just hit me of like, okay, where else am I seeing like friends and like all this stuff being engaged in like in a positive way? I think what you just said, Bless, I think is resonating with me about like having positive interactions. I think sometimes the community could be really kind of toxic in some ways, right? Where people, it could be really like cutthroat in this game of like, oh, this is not
For
even
no
fun
reason.
for no reason, right? It's like people go
It's
out of
like
their
it's
way to
personal.
do, people go out of their way to do like toxic stuff in some aspects, right? But like it makes me think of Fortnite because Fortnite rolled out this new game mode where you go and we as a community experience like a big event, right? Like we just went through the Travis Scott event and it was like a big concert and
Yeah,
nobody was fighting anybody. It was just like kind of like a free for all type of like deal. And
that's tight.
it makes me think how would that look like in a Dragon Ball Z setting? You know what I'm saying? Like and there's so much potential there. I mean, it could blow up the freaking like thing, you know, like
Well,
their
the
like
Legends
servers.
has the whole
Yeah,
internet.
Huh?
The Legends doesn't necessarily have to do it in the app. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, it doesn't need to make the app where it's like, if you don't have too old of a phone, you can't play the game anymore because it's such a huge file. To create a website that, like, you listen to people that, like, if we go in there and we actually take the time to log in, create an account, listen to the forums, whatever you guys do, like, it actually, because Reddit, it's too late. That thing is toxic. Like, that
Yeah.
is that thing is out of control sometimes. But I just think that they do need to make a point where if people are voicing enough opinions about something, that they actually try to, you know what I'm saying, like an effort. Like right now, it just seems like they're just putting things in place and see how it goes. Let's see how it goes.
Well,
yeah, and
it's like I don't even know when people are on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it tells me like oh they were on
2 years
7
ago,
minutes
two
ago.
hours ago.
yeah.
And I'm like
Like I
That's
okay,
should know
about
if
it.
they're
are they
on
on
right
now?
now.
Yeah,
They
are they
tell me
on
if
right
they're
now?
live.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
then that even that just creates of like it creates an atmosphere where I'm not alone. And I think
yeah,
sometimes the game just feels like I'm alone. Even though I have friends, I'm alone in this. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even chat with you. I can't talk with you.
Or
Like I
it's
can't like
cool knowing that you're grinding when someone else is playing. Like just simple things that like I think the
yeah.
game's missing on. Like simple thing of just showing when someone's live on the
mhm.
game now. Like I think it's just there's no It really just feels like you play one game, you're all by yourself, and the only time we ever are quote unquote a team is if we win a guild war. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only team aspect in Legends. Like for how competitive this game is and how frustrating it can get and how much they want to push friends, they're not providing enough content to do so.
Yeah, yeah. And there aren't ways to do so either. Yeah, like yeah, there's no methods. To your point, like other games, you see when your friends are live and you can send them like an invite to play. Here,
Mhm.
I've done it where I've just done what would be the equivalent of cold calling. I just send out I just
Sheesh.
send out battle invites to all the friends and I see who bites. And then we start and then I'm going at it with my friend and I'm seeing okay, is he throwing the rising rush or not? Like so how are we going to do this, right? If I see he throws a rising rush, well then I'll throw. But so that it's just me going by chance. Like maybe they're online, maybe they're going to respond, maybe they're going to use the rising rush, maybe they're not. So um if I knew that they were live and I can send them an invite and set the rules, like the parameters to the match, like okay, no rising rush, something or rising rush, we're gonna use rising rush. Um, you know, I think that would
Only one Rising Rush or
yeah,
unlimited
something like
amount,
that.
different stipulations per matches, just to
Yeah,
I would
change
no
be
it up.
Vegito
that
blue.
would be tight. You know, like FIFA rolled out something like that, right? Where it's like where you could play
Mhm.
with like 7-on-7 or like you know you add stipulations. There's like a customization of your interaction with your friends. I
Well,
think that
you're
that would
enjoying a different mode, but if you lose, you're not devastated. Like it doesn't take away RP, doesn't you know what I'm saying? Like okay, you had your fun, you're trying a different mode, but if you lose, it's not like you're deflated like when you lose in PvP.
Yeah, and
yeah. Mhm.
and I think one of the things I could add is cap the star level. So if it's like 14 star, every unit's 14 star,
Yeah,
like that you and your because it's just you and your friend in this game. Like this isn't the actual PvP, trying to get
it's like
whatever
the friend
rank.
battles.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, everyone 14 star, or maybe you cap it at 5 or 7, whatever. But I think that would make it more fun and
Just a different game mode
like
that's not as mentally straining
yeah, like
on the fan base.
we played we've grown up playing FIFA a lot. We've grown up playing FIFA, and we've had countless matches where we would start the lounge and we would
Yeah,
just be going in on the lounge, going in on the lounge, and we enjoyed it. Like, that was always a lot of fun. Yes, there's Ultimate Team, there's seasons where you can play with a certain team, and we could play that too. That's there, but lounge was always a great mode. It was fun, and I think if they could incorporate something like that using your friends, well, you'd give a little more meaning to having friends. You could replace casual match with that because right now, who's playing
Well, yeah,
casual match?
that's it's like such a waste of memory on the game, bro.
I
Like
was I
Yeah.
was I was just about to go into that. Yeah,
like
dude,
who clicks on that? Like why?
I was just about to go in on that because I it's making me think about something that Kick said earlier, which was like put all your chips in, and it's like that is a prime example of like them being like, I don't know if I want to put all my chips into
Yeah,
PvP. You know what I'm saying?
lukewarm.
Like,
Yeah,
it's like, no, just go in on it and just like,
Like if
dude,
you're gonna
take,
play PvP, this is what you have to play for
you
keeps.
know what I'm saying? Like, you
yeah,
have to do it and like just put all your chips there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
take away the Z medals and like all this like stuff that is not necessarily necessary. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, it's
It's
just
like
like
window
casual
dressing.
matches. Like, yeah, I would even say strip down guild. You haven't figured that out. Take it out. But like, just go into like a lobby and then like just build it from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like the
Mhm.
idea. It makes me think of like it's even an opportunity to like introduce new like game modes or like even new cards. You know what I'm saying? Like things that you didn't think about it. Like it's just like a fun aspect that could be added within the lobby. Because I remember in FIFA there was a point in lounges. I mean, I don't think that they do lounges anymore, but like uh there was like where you could get like extra like little bonuses. They're like silly bonuses where like your players would like run
Yeah, yeah,
faster
yeah.
or like they would
You
run
start with a
slower.
goal, one
I
goal
remember a
advantage.
certain
Yeah,
someone
like
not letting me use my bonus in a match.
was that me?
I think that
No,
was
you got
me.
yours. No, that was that was Chi Wing.
Oh
I
It's,
shoot.
had the bonus of where I could restart the match at the end,
oh
but he was like,
yeah.
nah. He's like, nah, dude, nah. But he had the bonus of all his players were juiced from the beginning of the match.
What, that was
Classic.
me? Well,
You know.
whatever. Yeah, well, you know what
Classic.
it is.
But
But
see, it was still
That was
fun though.
fun though. Yeah.
Like the fact
it,
that I still remember that.
you see what
Dang,
I'm
dude.
saying?
Yeah.
But that's leaning into the communal aspect of PvP. You
Like
know what I'm saying?
I think Legends does it needs to be okay with the game being fun with everyone playing together. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't necessarily need to be people going at each other throw every single time to really enjoy the game, or this isn't the
Yeah.
game for you. Like there's no issue with it being fun with like the whole raid thing that they got going. Like it's a great idea. Terrible, terrible execution in my opinion. Like it's
yeah,
just really another version of co-op. Like I felt like that
Yeah.
could have been something that was different. Like throw three players in there. You know, something like which
mm,
who has a good raid is Voltage.
Yeah.
The Naruto game.
Yeah.
They have a good raid. They have a fun raid when that drops every now and then. We
Yeah.
attack with I think like 4 people.
4 people. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think
that's
you should be able to do that.
because that's been the biggest complaint that I've seen about the raid is just literally another co-op. Like you're just playing co-op
Yeah.
again.
It just aesthetically it looks a little
It's
different,
very
but
repetitive and it gets boring.
yeah. I think they should revamp co-op as well. I know we're gonna get into that. But I also think just I wanted to touch on casual match really quick, like and how we talked, just that thing is pointless. I even think if you go into casual match, I think there's a chance that a level 50, a person who's ranked level 50 could match up with someone who's like ranked 20, you know.
The
And
rankings
yeah, because it's just cash. They're just kind of like whatever, whoever, because
doesn't
obviously
count.
not many people play, so they can't probably structure it. So they're like, well, whoever comes in, that's who you're getting. Like, that's who you're getting. And you might get matched up with Goresh, and all you wanted to do was like
have fun.
practice
Practice
a
with his
little.
team.
And now you're scarred and you don't want to play. So, um, yeah, replace that mode, use friends do something with friends, the friend system. It's dead in the water right now. Like you seen the meme where the stick the guy's like poking.
Like, do something.
Yeah, do something. That's exactly where it's at right now. Um, and like Chiween said, like you have to expand on the communal aspect of the game because then I think that will take away from some of the toxicity. Because um, yeah, right now you open up Reddit and it's a cesspool. I mean, a lot of games are like that.
Yeah.
But but I think just I don't know having the system there. You either you either go all in with the friend system and you really give it meaning, or don't have it at all because there's no point.
Hmm.
So you can't be lukewarm. Like we said earlier, either you're all in or you don't do it. Because if not, then you're just going to be caught in the middle, and guess what? You failed it anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully hopefully they listen to this podcast, to this episode, and we see improvements in the future.
Yeah, I hope so. I think there's a lot of
I mean,
yeah, I just think about all the possibility of it, you know?
first step, just allow us to use the friends unit.
Yeah,
I
Mm.
mean,
yeah,
just give us. I mean, that's all really that they do in Dokkan, but that's still way
that
more
helps.
valuable than now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And in Dokkan, you have to like because you need a sub leader, like you need another like another leader so that there's a reason to using the friend, like they've done they need to improve their friend system as well a little bit, I think, but they actually at least have a legitimate reason for having a friend system.
Yeah.
Um which I don't think, Legends still trying to figure it out. So, um yeah, hopefully, friend system is something they kind of improve on uh as time goes on.
Yeah, I hope so cuz it's they need to lean into that uh aspect. But then again, it makes me think of in Japan if that's even like uh a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the communal aspect of games. I don't know if that's even part of the part of like, oh yeah, I want to go play with my friends. It might
Mm,
just be us as here in the United States or just the
Being
Americas that we're
pansies or
like
what?
we want to be friends with people and all this other stuff. Maybe over there they're
that's
just like,
true.
I'm fucking okay with just
Their friend lists
see.
are empty.
Yeah,
Is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
it's just them
I
Yeah.
mean,
going
but I don't know.
going.
I don't know if that's
That's a good
something.
if there's a cultural difference there. Yeah,
Yeah, because
it could be.
this game is tailored to Japanese audiences, and I
Yeah,
think
it's
that's
built by Japanese, right? So
yeah.
it's
So
like
it's fine. I think we're at the other end of it. I just think that it's
But the thing is them investing into the communal part isn't gonna really take away from their profits. I don't believe. I don't see how
mhm,
it would.
yeah,
mhm.
and it wouldn't take away from. So say maybe
If
there
anything,
are.
more people would want to play because now you don't have to play PvP competitively to fully enjoy the game. There's more game modes than just PvE
Yeah.
against the AI.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, uh and also like maybe there are cultural differences. And in Japan, they're totally fine. It's just I'm going and I'm focused on like reaching BR
And
50.
this isn't a game. This is
Yeah,
life.
this is the game.
Yeah.
Like either you move out the way or I move you out the way.
Hey man, Japanese they're great warriors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They got a
yeah.
history of great warriorship. So it doesn't really surprise me that this game's really competitive, and that that they're really good. But it's I don't know.
Yeah, but it wouldn't take away if you do have that kind of communal aspect. I don't I just Yeah, it wouldn't take away from that. Like you still have ranked PvP, you can still compete, climb up
It's
the
just gonna
ranks,
give
play some really good.
other
But
fans
now
a more
there's
another option.
yeah, you give that other cohort of fans that maybe they're like, I don't want to queue up into PvP all the time, and maybe sometimes I just want to chill. Because right now I
Maybe
have
they're just not that good.
yeah, or right now either I can play. I'm not playing casual match because that to me is a dead mode, but maybe I don't want to be like super sweaty and playing, dudes that have 14-star Vegetos and uh, you know, top 1,000, top 100. I don't want to be doing that because as you climb up the ranks, that's kind of all you start to see because you're being matched with players of similar RP. And so it's like if I want to queue into PvP, listen, I love playing against the best players. Like that's the primary reason why I play this game. But there are times where I'm like, yeah, I had a long day at work, and I don't want to start going off on legends and then creating imaginary arguments in my head about what I would say to Bandai if I saw him in person. Like I start telling myself like there are times where I want to drive up to the Bandai offices and challenge everyone in that and see how good they are at the game. Because like I'm like, you guys, I could beat all of you right now. Like that's how upset I get. But sometimes, like I've had a long day at work. I don't want to go there. I just want to maybe play with my
Healthy.
yeah,
This game on a good time right now.
This was just outside the building.
Protesting.
Yeah.
Coach, you get down here.
Get down here right now. Queue into this PvP match. I mean, I have those like, yeah, that's how insane it gets sometimes.
No, it's
So,
definitely
but
frustrating. It's frustrating.
yeah,
Yeah.
so, but then I've had games with Bless and other friends too. Like I said, I just throw out the invites. And it's fun. Like it's just chill. I'll lose a game and I'll be like, but I'm not like ready to drive up to the Bandai offices to challenge everyone in there. I'm like, you know what? Good game. You got the better of me. It's fine. So yeah, because like I said, right now either I queue into PvP or I play dead PvE, and I get nothing in return for my time. Like PvE is cool; it has to be there, but if it's not incentivizing you to play, in my particular opinion, you won't have the motivation to keep playing. And then, but you give us this other avenue where we can play with our friends. You have this community now, this communal aspect, like Shuin said, and it just makes it gives the
Which is
game another way to be
competitive,
more
but it's
enjoyable.
as a team.
Yeah,
Like it's difficult. Like it's not super easy because that would be boring too. Whereas like that's I think to me co-op right now is just very repetitive because it's pretty easy. Eventually you find the unit that just dominates, and then over three. I only do it 3 times a day because I can't do any more than that. It gets too boring.
it's just spamming cards. I don't know what you guys think about this. Also, is like being able to like send not just like these messages, like these Ginyu Force messages or these shout messages, like actually being able to send something to one another, like an actual message, right? Like being able
Yeah,
to type something.
that was weird. That when I first started playing this game, I'm like, I wonder why they did that. Like just the premeditated, or like they kind of give you the options of what you're gonna say, and I'm like, I don't know if any of these really summarize what I want to say to this person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I just want to say you good game, and I don't know if I have that. It's just like,
Yeah, they were terrible at first.
it's just
that
like
they had.
you're too strong. It's like, dude, I don't want to submit that you're the
What kind of
ultimate.
crazy trading
Yeah,
are you doing?
Like
Yeah.
that, what?
Yeah, no,
You know what I'm
like
saying?
good
It's just-
game, good shit, like good game. That's it. Yeah, we keep it moving. I don't want to say anything more to you because if I'll
That's
probably
it.
start
You know what
going.
I'm saying? Like it's just there's nothing else, but it's yeah, it was weird that they gave those options. I wonder if they. I mean, they must know then that I to me when I read that I'm like as a teacher, and when I give my kids stuff like that is because I know that if I allow them to just take the reins, they're just gonna go off the wall and say some
Oh, for sure,
ridiculous stuff.
for sure.
So
I
so I
think that's
think
partly why.
yeah, and I think so. I think that they know that the community can be really hostile.
Yeah,
So
Wild.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's but they created it. So
yeah.
they have a responsibility to start like addressing it, And I don't think that they do. I think that they just
Like it's
just
to your
hands off.
yeah. I think that's partly why they didn't allow for like your own messages because they probably know that it's gonna lead to like someone sending you a message like nice rising rush whatever like start
You
going
piece
on
of
and then you go back at him or her and you're kind of just going at it and then it's like well then fight me again, let's go. Like me, people
Dude,
that
I used to. Dude, I was terrible on Madden when it came to sending messages.
yeah,
Dude,
you would go
that,
off on them.
oh, whoo.
Yeah,
That's. I think that's why they probably like that because there was no. You could write whatever you wanted on the Xbox at that time.
yeah, but even
Oh,
now like we still have the like we know certain messages mean certain things. So it's like it's still subliminal. So if someone sends me a great training session and good party, I'm sending them a friend request immediately and I'm ready to fight them again.
That's all it takes.
That's it right there. I send all of those fools friend requests and I'm ready to fight them again. Because that's the only way I can get a rematch.
Yeah. No, they should have a rematch, but yeah, Nah, that's you're in the healthy state with this game right now. But I think that just comes down to with
like I'm just reading into everything.
yeah,
I'm ready to fight everyone.
Who's
oh,
getting into his
really?
own head?
Good match? Good
Oh,
match?
good
Really?
team? Good team?
Yeah.
Really?
Good team?
Yeah, where do you live? Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny, man.
Yeah.
And that's funny because that's what they were trying to prevent.
Yeah, but it's still happening.
The
Like,
community will find a way to be sarcastic about it.
yeah, exactly.
Like great
Yeah.
training session. Like, why would they ever think that that's a
Like,
compliment?
who's gonna take that as a compliment, bro?
Yeah,
Well,
like,
the thing
I
is that
just
it's not
gassed
a
you.
training session. That's the
It's
thing.
not. It's
not
I
a
just
training
gassed
session.
you. I just
they have
gassed
no
you.
training session in this thing. Like, you can't actually train with anyone else.
Like, I feel like they
No,
did put that out there for people to be subtly talk trash without really talking trash.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like, I know what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah. Like, no, it wasn't a good game.
Yeah, it wasn't, man.
Oh, you're strong. What type
Yeah.
of training are you on? It's like, what? You're saying?
Ah, dude. Ah.
But I think that
Anyways.
just comes down to the lack of team aspect, like more co-op where you work with your friends or anything like that. So you really just focus on the PvP part of it. As someone, as yourself who gets really stressed out with the messages, I think it comes down to that not having another avenue. Like
Yeah.
instead of saying, let me take a break from this, because you're not going to go play PvE because that's a very big drop off in difference.
Right. And just like, yeah, an
So,
adrenaline.
so it's either I'm going to get fired up and go after this fool if he accepts my invite, or I'm
Yeah.
just going to be playing frustrated for the next half hour.
Yeah, and hope I queue up against him again.
Yeah. So
And it's just like, but then you know what they could do? I don't know what you guys think about this, but if they do want to, because to Cheween's point, like he said, he's the example of him being a teacher, and especially young folks, they can go wild. Young boys, they can start getting hot under the collar. But what if they kind of kept it how it is for just ranked PvP? Okay, like I get it. You don't want to be sending like you don't want to see people sending messages to each other, dropping F-bombs and all that. But
I do.
keep it how it is for PvP right now, ranked PvP. But then for your friends, because they're your friends, I mean, I don't believe you'll be sending them, outrageous messages. I mean,
You'd be
You can tell
surprised,
it
bro.
toxic. You can
Yeah,
tell
you'd
it
be
toxic.
surprised, bro. I think friends normally go at each other the most.
oh man, that's crazy. Because I was thinking, like, if you sent your friend a message, that'd be different, right? Like, at least, like, it's my friend. This guy's on my friend list. Okay, whatever. Hey, good game. That was fun. Let's play again. Or, hey, next time. No, right. I don't know, something like that. But I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about that, or if it would still just get toxic. Like people would still be sending.
I don't think it would
crazy
get
messages.
toxic. I think it would probably be more funny if anything. I feel like the toxicity within your friends is probably just like getting on you or like clowning you in a different manner as opposed to like
just like teasing you, right? Kind of.
Yeah, like I think when it comes to people that you don't know, sometimes that could be really stressful. It just brings me back to in FIFA, when people would send me messages after I would like win or something, what I'm saying, or just like people would say like ridiculous stuff,
outrageous stuff too.
You know what I'm saying, and like that's a different element. But I never received that from like y'all or people that I played with that I knew.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like I never received anything like that. So
mine never went through. My messages never went through.
Yeah, look outside. Yeah.
So, what do you think? How can that be improved? Because we want to improve on the friend system. That's something that I felt they put out to try to have players play together.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I don't know. I feel like there's just a cap on how difficult the game gets outside of PvP.
Yeah. I think I think they need to I don't think the raid event should be the same as co-op because then it feels lazy and it might not even be their intention. You know, I think they're trying to appease the fan base and they don't know how. Like it's now becoming very reactive, like just kind of what the fan base wants. Let's give it to them.
Yeah.
And it's not thought through like, you know, in my opinion, I think raids should be completely different than co-op. And I even think co-op should be revamped, but I have like I guess a different way of how I would like the raid event to be, where you and another friend, if not like three friends, but you and another friend put a team together. And then you and that friend, and that team is comprised of a randomized, like, it's comprised of your character list, but it's random in who the characters are picked that you can, that create that pool. You know what I'm saying? So, like, maybe maybe you have 50 characters in your character list, maybe I have 60, and we combine it to have a pool of maybe 40, and it's the characters that go in are randomized, and we have to create a team and take that team into the event or the raid event, and we have to use that team to beat this raid boss. I would kind of like that because right now it's just I create my own team. You know, we're not actually sharing much like that. We're not, you know, when we think about co-op in other, or at least in some of the other games I play, we're actually sharing the same team. You know, and actually, Ultimate Team is doing this in FIFA 21, where
Doing
there's going to
co-op.
be Ultimate Team co-op. So I can queue into an Ultimate Team match with my friend, and we're going to be, I'll be using his team. You know, so we'll be able to use each other's teams in a way. And right now it just, to me, it doesn't feel like that, aside from the fact that, you know, the event is just spamming the actual team creation. There isn't any strategy involved as far as like, okay, how do we
Yeah.
want to build this team?
Mhm.
It's just my team, your team, let's queue into co-op. But that's kind of something I wish there was more as far as like team building. I wish we were actually sharing a pool of characters and we would build like an
Well, especially if they're
optimal
not
team.
gonna draw, if they're gonna have keep co-op on like at all times, like they have been, and they're gonna drop raids every now and then. It would be wise to just make it a completely different game mode. Like, for example, it has to be three people. It needs three different colored units. We all get to pick one unit. For example, you need a blue, a red, and a yellow. So I'll pick the blue. Chiwin picks the yellow unit, his yellow unit, and then Kick, you pick the red. And then whoever's in charge, the rest of the units we get to choose from to boost. Like we get to choose any three units to boost the three. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we can only control one unit. So
Mm-hmm.
when we're in the fight, we can only control that unit. And once we swap out, we're just watching pretty much until it's our time to come in. I mean, it would just be a different game mode where
Almost
you
like a
work
tag team
exactly,
type of mode.
and where it would be completely different. And it's yeah, it'll be a big file, but it only drops every now and then, like once a month. You know, like this raid did. It just be something different that'll add a different element, competitive element, where you work to build a team that works, um, and you choose that who has the best of each unit. I mean, each color, because you can't use all of my units. We can only use one of mine. Like I can only use my blue unit. Chiwin can only use one. I think it'd just be fun. It'd be something that they need to experiment with, providing more team building
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like
outside of
that.
PvP.
Yeah, that sounds tight. I like that idea of combining teams with other players. I think that would be a different approach. I wish that the co-op would take you through something. I feel like the co-op doesn't really take you through like a story or like an adventure. Like this raid, and you touched upon it in the beginning, Bless, of like, it sounds really cool on paper, and I really enjoyed it in the first one. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. I never did a raid. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. But then now I'm starting to see that it just kind of has dwindled. It's just like now no one's trying to
Plateaued for
beat it,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I think at first, it feels like you're in this together, and then all of a sudden it just kind of just feels like it's dropping off. And it's just such a ridiculous like task that you're putting on the player base. You know what I'm saying? Like with one,
Very limited rewards.
PyCon is not that good. So I don't know why we're making them out to be that good. And it is just and it just doesn't make
Speaking of
sense.
Python, real quick, dude, my biggest frustration with that part, the only way you could hit max damage is you wait for him to transform. You couldn't touch him. Like, why? Like, I don't understand. Like, some things Legends puts in their games, it's just I don't understand why they do it.
Yeah, like it's just little things like that it's just like, dude, you're not even making this like the equivalency of making this harder is to like add like what's that thing when people like when you hit all their life bar and then they come back alive? What is that called?
Endurance.
Endurance.
Endurance. Like they just add that and it's just like, oh, this is what makes it harder, and it's no,
Yeah.
I what I would like is like an element of what y'all are saying, but I would like it to go through like maybe like little stages, right? Like it's like we do that team stuff and then we go through stage 1 and we go through this and we go to stage 2. Like we go through this like leveling up, almost like a tower type of system. And we are leveling up together like as a team. Like we're going through like an adventure or like it's like maybe a specific like event storyline that they've created for this mode. You know what I'm saying? Like I would like that aspect in there, like of just like going through an experience together as opposed to just fighting. You know what I'm saying? Because as right now, it's just fighting and you're just
Yeah.
pressing the card and
Spamming,
you know
You're
what I'm
spamming.
just
saying? Like,
spamming. That's it. Like, you dodge one time and then once you vanish, spam. Charge
Yeah.
and spam. Like, that's
mhm,
the. And it's like, that my issue with Legends sometimes is that they want to hype up the revamp that they're going to do.
mhm.
And it's like, but you're just revamping a little part of it. You know, it's like they're scared to completely change the whole game. But it's like, why? Like, you threw this raid out, thinking of the success you had of the one during the anniversary, but you forgot that like everybody was super hyped during that time. A lot of people were logging in. People, I
Mhm.
think, it was in the peak of COVID. People were at home, so there was a lot of people that had a lot of free time. Like this event was just, it's way too long for what you get in return.
Mm.
Way too long of an investment. Like for everyone, like, and the rewards per mission you get what each every 3 days, right? When they swap over, and you get the
Yeah.
SP coin and then the 2 tickets. I mean, they're cool, but they're not like, oh, I gotta keep playing this. I gotta keep grinding this.
Yeah, I
I
was
mean,
just doing
it's
it for the stones. That's all I was doing it for.
to see the chrono crystals.
Yeah.
It just is it. I mean, that's why it's dwindled out. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
it
once you
started
get
off.
that, it's done. It's like, what else is there? I mean, I think the Zenkai boosts and souls, they're not badly priced. I mean, they finally got their head out of their ass and like, oh, let's lower the price down. So that's good. But it's just, it's such a low drop rate of the coins of like, oh, every time that I win, I get like 3 coins. Like, it's going to take forever to get to one Zenkai soul, you know? Yeah.
What do you guys think about this? Like, if um we had like a shared pool of units, and then it was 3 people. We make our own team. So I have a team of 6. You have a team of 6. Les has a team of 6. And then we go up against another 3, and we set it up where we have like an anchor, like a starter, a mid. So I go up against, one of their guys. Um, Chiwin goes up against one of their guys, and whoever gets 2 victories moves on to the next round. Something like that, where um, we're going up against other people, not just the AI,
Mhm.
right? But we're still using our friends or our guild members. Um, and we're relying on them. Like you guys are relying on me to win. I'm relying on you guys to win. Uh, and
And it would
because
be good because if it you really just need 2 out of the 3, that way you don't have to have 3 studs. You know what I'm saying? You guys can play together as a team, move on together as long as you guys win as a group. I think that would be a good way to play it.
yeah, and it's something that because Chiwin actually, I don't think you were playing during this time, but back in the day they had it was called LBR.
Hmm.
Um, and basically that was kind of like it was a it was kind of like it was PvP, but they had certain stipulations. So in one, it was all characters are maxed out, and then another, it was only EX characters, and you could only play during certain hours for
Hmm.
And
whatever.
you only
That
have
one,
3 tickets per day.
3 tickets per day, so it didn't make sense for that. But in this particular case, like say, you know, you can set it up where you know in advance, okay, Saturday, we're gonna have a window to play against these guys. Like that's when our match is going on from 6 to 10 p.m. or something like that. Like,
Hmm.
that's when we queue in because that's what FIFA does right now. Like you play during the week to then qualify for a tournament that goes on during the weekend.
Hmm.
And if you play in that tournament and you do really well, then you get you get really good reward. Well, it's arguable, but you do get, for the most part, you do get very good rewards. And that gives you like during the week, you're kind of like, I want to get enough wins so I can qualify for this tournament. And
Hmm.
when you qualify for that tournament, you're playing against some really good players most of the time because they had to qualify also.
Hmm.
Um, and that gives like the games during the week some like value more than just you're just winning the game and trying to rank up. You have a little bit of value, and then you have that tournament, which if you do well, you get good rewards. But it isn't only like you can, Monday through Friday, you have to play X amount of games to qualify. You can actually continue playing from this week and next week and the third week. And once you've accrued enough wins, you can enter the tournament. So it's not like you only have 5 days to
Oh, so
qualify.
it continues going.
Yeah. So, and then the tournament's only active during the weekend. So, okay, weekends here, it's go time. Um, and
And
I kind
Legends
of,
already does taps kind of into that because they have the weekend only banner that you
yeah,
get the SP
exactly.
code, so they don't hesitate dropping things for the weekends only.
Yeah. So I think like, okay, we get a certain number of wins. Yeah, and even if we don't have to, like we don't necessarily have to qualify for anything. But if our guild tells us, okay, Chiwin, Blessed, and Kick, you guys are matched up against X, Y, and Z, and your match is on Saturday at 6 p.m. or whatever, then we know, okay, like we go. And if I can't make it, well, we can sub in with one of our friends.
So kind of like an
Like
actual guild war. Because
yeah,
in some of the games, like Guild Wars, like yeah, you can only attack at certain times. Like you know that, all right, guys, we got 3 days to prepare for the Guild War, and you
yeah.
can only attack on a certain day.
Yep. And if I say like we get that message like, oh, okay, you're Monday it's set because that's every Monday mornings, right? Is when we get the reset for the guild, or is it Tuesday mornings?
No, I think it is Monday.
Okay, so Monday, yeah. So if we get a message on Monday saying your match is set for Saturday 6 p.m., I have to accept. You have to accept. Bless and Cheween have to accept. But if one of you doesn't accept, it's automatically sent out to one of our friends in the guild. One of our friends in the guild who
Until
who
someone
doesn't.
accepts.
Yeah, until someone accepts. Um, and if it's not anyone in the guild, it's one of our friends because those are two different lists. So, um, this, and it's not like you have to play this game like or this mode. It's just there, right? You can still play PvP if you want. You can still do, the story events, all that. But um, this type of interaction, I feel like, because right now it doesn't feel like there's stakes in co-op. It's just
Yeah, no.
queue in, spam, and
Three
win.
wins and way out.
And yeah, we're
Yeah,
out. And
we're
then
out.
to
We out.
Chewin's point, you're not leveling up. It doesn't feel like you're actually progressing to something. You're just queuing in and then getting out and then doing it again the next day. So yeah, that's kind of an idea I had.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of possibility with co-op. I wish the game would just lean into it more. I think that there's a lot of stuff that they could just cut out. They
Like
need
you
to go
said,
into
go all
just
in. Like, all right, PvP. If you want to play PvP, the only way you're gonna play PvP is you're gonna play ranked matches. If you want to do something else like co-op, like this is the co-op that we have. PvE, then you have everything else. Like that casual match, it's a waste of time. Casual matches are a waste of time. Take add to co-op to do. Like it was fun at first because it was different. But what happens here is the problem is this fan base plays this game a lot, so they get bored of it quick. So that right now is what you're seeing is people are done playing because all you're doing is playing co-op again. So all people are doing are, hey, thanks for the free extra 360 dual coins, and that's it. Like, and that's not going to add up to taking down this Goku because if you notice, I checked this morning. I think he's only been down. I don't even think we've taken a quarter of his life down yet.
That's how it was last time, though. I told you that we only got to like a quarter of it, and I think exactly what you just said is happening. Like that's what I'm doing. I'm only playing three times, and then I'm done. So there's nothing else.
I haven't
you know
even played.
The drop rates are so terrible after that. It's not even worth the grind.
Yeah,
like if you were dropping like 10, 15, 20 of those little coins per win, okay, then you know it adds up. But when I'm only getting 3, 4, 3,
it's like it's not.
I'm not doing this again. I'm not. I'll wait till tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and that's it.
And that's just. I mean, it's just something that the dev team has to work on. How can they have a game mode that people like, but it's just how can they keep it where it's not as hard as difficult as PvP, where it's mentally straining and you don't want to play it as much, but it's also more difficult than PvE. You know, the AI is a little more. You know, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I'm sure they can figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, to Chiween's point, like if you don't feel like you're progressing towards something, it's going to get redundant, and you're just gonna feel like, okay, there's no point in me playing this because 1, there's no incentive, and 2, there's no stakes. If I lose, whatever. If I win, yeah, okay, maybe I get some rewards, but I don't get anything that's actually worth me continuing
what about
to
a
play.
co-op that's like 2 weeks long, like a story that's 2 week long each co-op?
Mm-hmm.
You know, something
that better. You know, saying I think that would be better to do.
So that way
maybe we go through the whole like Cell Saga or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the Cell
pieces
games,
of it. Pieces of it. You know,
like
just
pieces,
do different stories at different time. It doesn't necessarily have to be like the whole saga all the way through. It's just like right now, it's like we get 2 weeks of fighting this guy, the what unit, and it's just after you get all the 7 little rewards, all you really do is your daily 3, and then that's it. I mean, there's no really the rewards there. I mean, they'll build up onto their own when you get the win 100 matches or whatever. So there's just not much really to co-op outside of the first 3 matches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's just unfortunate.
And even playing it isn't fun. You know what I'm saying? Like you're playing it for the rewards, but you're not. There's no replayability there. You're not like, yeah, let me queue in with Blessed again or with Chiween. Like, let's go in again, or this just okay. Spam cards, get rewards. We're out.
That's something that they have to work on.
Yeah. But hopefully this survey leads to more prosperous times. Because I have seen, listening to the podcast yesterday from the Ultimate Tag Team podcast, they were talking about that too. How like the raid, they've noticed that the raid has just lost traction. Like people really aren't engaged in it anymore because all you did was change the bosses.
Yeah,
but everything else
it's the exact same game mode. It's like it's not even a different fight style. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you're literally just copying and paste co-op. That's it. Like give us a different. If you're gonna do co-op, give us a different. Like take away the shield, add something else. Something that's different from co-op. I don't want to like. That's the whole thing. Is I think people they don't understand that they don't want to. They want separate game modes, not the same thing over and over. Because PVE, it's PVE. Like it's gonna be either super difficult because you don't have the boost units, or it's gonna be easy because you have all the units. But I think a lot of people want something that they can take a step away from PvP, that mental grind that it can be, and still play something that you're, like Chiwin said, you're working towards something and you're working as a team. Because I think this game really does, it's really about isolation. Like
it's really individual.
Yeah, like So I think that's something that, and because the Legends a very young game still, so if they add
Hmm.
something that's completely different, then okay, that's nothing wrong with it. You added co-op that didn't exist when the game first dropped.
Hmm.
So I mean, it just they I think Legends is really they would be doing themselves a huge favor by adding something that's fun for the like that's challenging, but the biggest thing is that working as a team, like actually
Hmm.
being able to work as a team, like not some well you're on the guild together,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay,
There you
okay,
go.
yeah, you're
That's a
welcome.
team right there.
Yep, that's the nice looking team right there, guys.
Yeah, we should have more. We should be able to, like, if you have a guild, we should be able to create a customizable arena that we fight in PvP. And so people know, like, oh,
That are
dang,
only just
this
for guild fights.
yeah, this is the LSS arena right here. These
Yeah.
dudes. That's what, give some type of like uniqueness to the
The customization again. It's just
yeah,
they don't have this. The customization is not. Everything feels really calculated and feels really like
pigeonholed,
constricted.
like it's just
Yeah.
stuck, you
Yeah,
Hmm.
know.
like I know they in the survey they asked about being able to customize shallot, and I'm like, it's cool, but
I mean,
it's
I
like,
like that part of that. I mean, I
I
like the
mean,
But
I
part
they
thought
that
it's
should
cool, but like,
expand on it.
yeah, exactly. Like you're very limited on like everyone. Eventually, you're gonna run into someone that looks like you
Yeah.
because there's only a certain amount of uniforms, certain amount of accessories. Like, be able to simple things, change the
hmm
colors. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you know how many people would love to just like I would love to change Vegeta Blue's outfit just for because now it's unique to me.
Yep.
Like simple, and it's not going to take away from spending. People might actually spend for. I mean, if Fortnite has taught us
Aesthetics.
anything,
Yeah.
people will spend for those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just adds uniqueness to the game.
Yeah, I
Yep.
just bought a Batman skin yesterday, so
There
So
you go.
you
You
know,
see?
there you go. There, this is you guys just speak to me. You know what I'm saying?
so I'm just saying, bro.
What's the time on this right now?
I'd say about 3 minutes.
All right. I guess that's our cue to wrap it up. Before we head out, boys, you got any closing thoughts?
Keep an eye out on social media. I'm assuming something's going to be dropping. Hopefully for about an LF.
Yeah. My final thoughts is show some love to the YouTube channel of this thing. So if you listen to this on Spotify, we thank you for listening. But also hit up our YouTube channel and subscribe.
Yeah.
And what other thing did I say? That's it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I guess we'll close it out there. Thank you for taking the time to listen to us. We're going to drop our Twitter handles down in the description of the YouTube video. Feel free to ask us any questions, give us any recommendations as far as topics you'd like us to discuss. You can hit us up on Twitter or on YouTube, on Instagram as well. So yeah, thank you for listening. Make sure if you're listening to this on YouTube, you hit a like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, you all stay legendary.
Ninja.